Hey Libra, so this is your story, if it resonates with you. Um, I've been sitting here with the images and the energies to get the feel for what's going on, and for the first time ever, I feel like I need to tell this story backwards because it will make more sense, or just pick and choose. Um, I could do it either way, but it just feels so. This is so big. This is so big. I'm so excited about this. I'm a Libra personally, so when the Libras get something this big, I get very, very excited. Libra Sun. So let's start right away. So this is so big. This is actually what it feels like. Is that Libras are very characterized by indecisiveness, but I feel like this story, this message, is you being able to finally master your mind. No joke, this is how big this is. So let's just start. So the very last card, if you've seen my videos before, I start with the archetype deck, and then I go through the animal spirit, and then I go between shaman oracles, but let's just go, to the very, very last card. This is the final result of all of this work. The Time Master. In all of my readings, even my personal readings, even readings that I've done for other people, this card has never come out. This is the first time it's come out, and I'm so excited. The Time Master. So after you do all of this work, after all of these energies get through, this is your final. Nothing's final. I need to work on my language, on my word choice. This is where you will be. This is the mastery of this story. I'm just so excited. I can't even find the words right now. So the Time Master is somebody who, I want to say, has transcended, not in the mortal way, but in the mental realm way. You've transcended time. You've transcended the idea of fearing the past, fearing the future, having to know the outcome, all of those things. You're basically able to control your mind to such a level that as much as possible you can keep yourself in the present moment, in the here and now. This is what this card says. So this is the final product. Let's go a little. What's going on right now, or what's about to go on right now, or it depends because this is a general reading, or what are you in the middle of? So you've just been thrown into, especially with all the retrogrades that have just started and about to start, and the eclipses this year must have been a hell of a karmic lesson for most of us. This is where you've been thrown. Either lately, you're about to start, you're about to realize you're there. If you can hear that, that's my cat in his litter. The underworld. So you've been thrown literally into, not thrown into, this has come forward. This is your shadow self. This is you seeing yourself inside and out, for all the bad, for all the good, and seeing the good in all the bad, and acknowledging it. And just the underworld is just that place where almost no one wants to go, where you see all your flaws. If you can hear that, I apologize. You can see all your flaws. You can see everything that you've ever done that wasn't honest, or was deceptive, or was just based off of an ego, like a weak ego, like a shadow, the shadow part of your ego. You've been thrown into that, and with that vision, with that knowledge, with those things that are coming up for you right now, this is what you're doing with it. The stone is an energy of, so you're taking your ego, and so imagine that your ego is a rock that has just fallen off of a bigger rock. Okay. How do I say this? it's not a rock. The word rock in itself is already wrong. So imagine there's just giant. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna use this. So imagine this is what it is. A piece of this just fell off. I don't know if you could. There we go. This piece right here just fell off of this bigger piece, right? And this tiny little piece, you see, has a lot of edges to it. So all that piece that just fell off is this part of you, is the ego part of you that you're now getting acquainted with and meeting and getting to know. This energy is learning to take that little piece with the edges and sanding it, fine-tuning it, so that the roughness of it becomes smoother. So it's not little, if you can hear that again, one of my cats. I'm not saying you become, I'm not saying physically, wow, I'm so excited I can't even find the words in this one. It's not like you have to change your rough edges. It's you're learning to accept those edges and see them in a smoother way. So acting differently, admitting it, acknowledging it, coming to terms with it, and learning to use that piece of you and accepting it and putting it back in the whole, as if it's meant to be there. It's a part of you. It's not something to be ignored or discarded. When it comes up in your life situations, once you've done this work of looking at yourself and your ego, you're able to recognize, oh, this is the part of me that normally would make this decision because of this. Do I still want to be that person? Do I still want to act from that place of ego? And you decide, you know what, I'm going to leave this rock right here, and I'm going to use the positive side of myself to make a new decision so that your life will change. Because if you keep remaking the same decisions and the same patterns, you'll find yourself in this constant rut. So this is what's going on with you, or has just been going on, and you're just coming to terms with it. And so what's coming out of doing that work is you're going to learn to look at it in a funny way, in a comical way, a lighter way. You're almost going to start making fun of yourself, like, ah ha ha, I used to do that. I used to lie, or I used to be deceptive in that way, or I used to be scared because of that, and I found the reason why, and I can't believe I ever did that. I can't believe I ever thought like that. You're about to change your perspective to be able to, when those thoughts come in of like most people lie because they want to protect something. When those thoughts come in the next experience of like, oh, lie right now because you feel uncomfortable, you'll hear that thought and you'll go, haha, that's funny. I don't have to protect myself like that. I can just tell the truth. And it's almost like you're learning to see those thoughts as in a more lighter way, in a more like playful way that isn't destructive, that isn't judgy. And the result of doing that is that you're gonna go back to this energy within you. This is working on this energy within you that's very innocent. It's very sweet, and it's very I want to say childlike, but no, that's not the right energy that I'm feeling here. There's just this part of you that was very naive and very innocent and pure and meant well, but got themselves in bad situations. This is a part of you that you're going to start to look at and be like, aha, I got into this bad situation, I started doing that to protect myself, and next time you find yourself in that situation, you're going to look at it and it's like, oh, I see this, I recognize you, you've been fun, but you're going to make a different decision. So, the Animal Spirit Oracle deck, the first card we have here is Rabbit Spirit. It says, now is a lucky time. So this is telling me that right now, everything that's going on in the world, in the pandemic, and energies-wise going on, in the cosmic energies, is telling you that now is a lucky time to go through this work and to make this change. To acknowledge this. Here, slow and steady wins the race. It's saying that like you won't be able to, smooth this edge overnight. It's going to take work. And there's a reason why it's going to take you work, and I'll show you in a minute. But to help you, the next is the Beaver Spirit. It's here to tell you to lay a solid foundation. So when you went here, it's crumbling your old foundation. It's making you realize why you've acted or said the things that you've said and why. I think I said why already. Just bear with me. I'm just so excited. It's telling you, restart that foundation, make it stronger. Don't let yourself fall back into those same ways of dealing with things. Make it stronger. And the last card here, let's just get these out of the way because they're just so, the rest of it is, get it? Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. You can tell my mind is everywhere right now. It's just, I'm so excited. Spirit has your back, meaning, and the eagle is it's a very royal symbol, and it's a very high perspective symbol, and it also like is very patient, you know. And then once it decides what it wants, it goes in for the kill, or once it finds that prey, and it goes fast. So you can see here there's a very polarity in terms of speeds. You're learning both to take your time, and that this is a journey, and it's going to take a little bit longer than you think. And at the same time, once you find that pattern, once you see the situation, go in for the kill. Change that pattern, change that thought, change that behavior. But that is going to take, really relieving yourself of that pattern is a marathon, not a sprint, is what we're saying here. Now, here we go with the Shaman Oracle deck, and this deck is just so powerful to me. That's why I'm so excited to dive into this. First card out is the Mystical Shaman. And the Mystical Shaman is, you know, just the first step of becoming the Time Master, which is the observer, the ultimate observer. You're able to detach yourself from every situation, every thought, everything that goes on around you, and just observe it for what it is. You're not going to involve yourself in it. You're not going to react. You're not going to let yourself be taken into some kind of stream or so. When we talk about shamans, we always talk as well as the elements. At least for me, that's how I feel. That's the energies that I'm feeling. So it's like the air, the element of air. You'll be able to not let your mind just try and judge it, or let your thoughts go negative, or let your thoughts like grab onto it. You're the water element. You're not gonna let your emotions get taken over. You're gonna observe your emotions and let them come through you, and not hold on to that feel. Then you have fire and earth. So fear of loss, or what's the word? Abundance. You're gonna see that coming, and you're just gonna relax and observe first, and get detached from making decisions too drastic of decisions to help yourself. And then passion is when you get super excited, it makes you just jump into stuff. So maybe you have a pattern of going too fast into relationships, or one offer comes in and you like it and you just jump right into it, and you don't realize that maybe had you taken your time thinking about it, there was a second offer coming in that would have been better in some way. So this is just the power of being observer, and that's actually mastering the powers of observing is actually a cycle that you're completing. This is a lesson, a huge soul lesson that you're now completing within yourself. It's almost like you've signed up to learn that lesson this lifetime and to complete it, to be able to control yourself, to master yourself. But the reason why it's been so hard, and there's a little bit of residue to it, it's because it's actually attached to your ancestry. So your parents, or your generational line, your DNA. It's a pattern that you could possibly observe in your parents or your guardians or whoever took care of you. Sorry, I'm trying to see if there's an indication. here of what it could be, but since it's a general reading, all I'm getting is this card right here, the innocence. Maybe you let yourself be stumped all over all the time, and that's been, maybe you give up too easily. That's been, or you let yourself stay in dangerous situations, you attract danger, that kind of thing. It's an ancestral pattern that if you went back to your family line, you'd be able to see it and recognize it. And this is what you're here to complete within not only you, but your ancestry line. This ability, this letting go of a certain pattern that you've learned from your parents have learned from their parents, and so on and so forth. This card over here, the upper world, tells me that you have a shit ton of help from your spiritual team, whether that be whatever you believe in, God or Jesus or your higher self, your angels, guardian angels, archangels, devas, whatever it is that you believe in from the higher realms. You are being given signs, and you're giving help and answers right now, all around you. And all you need to do is relax, meditate, pray, whatever it is that you do, your routine, find a routine. They're showing you, they're helping you, they're giving you answers everywhere to help you get through this lesson. The vision quest basically says that you have been given all the answers you need. You have been asking for the answers even, and they have been given to you, and you have not been able to see them. And I'm saying that way because of the next card, that is the staff over here. You need to sit down and calm yourself, calm your mind, be bored for a little bit, just ask for a vision, ask for a sign, and then clear yourself so that you can receive it, because it says here that you are blocking it. It's coming in, it wants to come in, but you're blocking it some way. You're too busy in fear, or you're too busy thinking about consequences that haven't even happened yet. If you stay in the present moment in a situation that you're in without going back to the past to blame somebody for what's going on, or the future to know the final outcome so you know which move to make, it's telling you to ask for what you need to know, and then stay still, stay quiet, stay bored for a little bit, and the answers will come. One thing that this card says to do, the energy of this card, is to light a candle and pray and show thanks, gratitude, and thoughts to your loved ones, to your ancestral line, because they're also trying to help you. And this is saying that once you do that, once you go on this vision quest to relax and find the answers, you will be given the power. The staff here is the power to make decisions, the power to control the energies, to navigate the situations and the energies. But this shadow side, so the light and the shadow side, is if you make the decision that is for the highest good, good on you. Good karma is going to come back to you. If you use this power, because you will be given the staff, if you use this power to make the decision that is selfish and that is still based on this fear and this ego place, you will reap what you sow, basically. You will have some consequences to your actions. So that's what this card is mainly saying. And then we go back to the very last card, which is once you do all of this work, once you become the observer, you finish the cycle that comes from your parents and your parents' parents, and you listen to your guidance and your spiritual team, and you make the right decision, you will understand that past, present, and future, it's all the same. It's the most important thing is to live in the present moment, to live in the now, and that's the only control you have over anything. And that's the only place where you'll find happiness, is to not care so much about the outcome, and don't go back revisiting the past because you want to fall into this victim mode of but no, but I don't, it's not fair, that kind of thing. You will understand that time isn't real, and you can actually, your positive outcome once you've done this whole work and once you've controlled your mind, the positive outcome could happen like that, because time isn't real. You think you have a limited amount of time, but you are mortal. You have a limited amount of time. You will die. But that's the only real time that we have, is mortality. The present moment is the place where you want something good, you have to master this, because something good can come to you. As soon as you let go of negativity or bad patterns, or this ancestral pattern that's been living on and on and on for who knows how long, and it needs to go so that you can finally, it's almost like you're relying to your higher self, almost. There's no card here to say that, but very much feels like you'll be that much closer. So that is the story I have for you. I hope it resonates, I hope it helps, and I will see you next time, Libras.